Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We will still get to that story. We will look at the result of the match day 6 in the Nigerian National League, the most important league in the country. It is called the most important league because it's where teams are being promoted to the Nigerian Premier Football League. But this evening, let's begin from the federal government, that is the Nigerian National Sports Commission. Yes, they have proposed the sum of 5.3 billion naira for the prosecution of the Super Eagles remaining World Cup games, and the money will be spent on logistics with the presidential task force that has been put in place to see to the qualification of the Super Eagles of Nigeria to the next World Cup going down in USA, Canada, and Mexico. The three countries will be hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And as it stands right now, the presidential task force is saddled with the responsibility to making sure that Nigeria qualifies for the World Cup. In our group, we just have 3 points after 4 games, 3 draws and 1 loss. And for the remaining games, we have to win it if we are to qualify to the World Cup. Yes, match the 5 and 6 will come up in March. That is just, we'll have a month in between from now, when match the 5 and 6 will be up and running. The likes of Rwanda, Lesotho, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Benin Republic are in our group. So for Nigeria, they have to do all they can to see that we qualify for the next FIFA World Cup, because Qatar 2022, we were not there, we did not qualify, we did not go. So we can't afford to make it back-to-back non-appearance for the FIFA World Cup. So the presidential task force would make sure that they will put, every hands will be on deck alongside sports stakeholders to see how Nigeria will qualify for the next World Cup in the 3 countries I mentioned earlier on. 5.3 billion have been proposed by the National Sports Commission to see that that money will be used for logistics, like I said, travels and what have you, to see that Nigeria qualifies for that World Cup. All right, we're looking forward to that. We pray if the money will be sanctioned. First of all, the money has to be sanctioned by the federal government before we can say, okay, the team will definitely have the best of support. But let's see how it goes. It's a proposed sum by the NSC, 5.3 billion naira for the prosecution of that the World Cup qualifiers. Let's move away from that story now. We'll go straight to CAF. That is Confederation of African Football. That is after Enyimba Ulster yesterday, they suffered 3-1 defeat in the hands of Zamalek of Egypt. But the thing is, despite that defeat, Nigeria still retained her 4 slots on the continent. This is as a result of Stade Malien of Mali losing to CD Luanda of Angola. Yes, that game favors Nigeria. If Stade Malien had won, Nigeria will now be left with 2 teams to play in the continent, the winner of the league and then the winner of the President FA Cup. But after that defeat by Stade Malien of Mali in the hands of CD Luanda of Angola, it gives Nigeria the chance to still retain her 4 team to play on the continent. Enyimba finished 3rd in their group. We can have that group. We looked at that group in the morning. That is the CAF Confederations Group D, where Enyimba is. They finished 3rd on the group, where Al Masry and Egypt qualify. So with that, the coefficient table, Nigeria moves up to the 12th position, while Mali dropped to the 13th position. So the top 12 countries will produce 4 teams for continental football next season. Yes, that's the group where you have Zamalek, Al Masry, Enyimba, and Black Bulls. Enyimba and Black Bulls didn't qualify though. Enyimba finished with 5 points, Black Bulls with 4 points and -6 goal difference for Black Bulls of Maputo, and Enyimba -4 goal difference with 5 points. Zamalek ran away with the group as the group leaders with 14 points plus 7, and followed by the Egyptian team, the Egyptian counterpart, Al Masry, with 9 points plus 3 goal difference. So Enyimba Nigeria will still produce 4 teams on the continent, 2 in the CAF Champions League and 2 in the Confederations Cup come next season. It is what it is. Well, let's see how it goes. We are looking forward to see that Nigeria come back, dominate the continent. That when it comes to club football, again, we must get it right with the Nigerian Premier Football League, NNL, and what have you. Let's produce the best for the continent. The Northern African countries have dominated the scene for too long. So let's see how Nigeria, we are the giant of Africa. Indeed, we have to show that giant. All right, let's leave the continent and quickly we'll come back home and look at the NNL, that is the Nigerian National League, where one coach is not happy with the team's result over the weekend. That is Wiki Tories coach Abdullahi Mekeba said he's not happy with the team with that disappointing loss to Gombe United. 2-1 ended. Shedrack Anthony and Hassan Abubakar getting those goals for Gombe United, and the lone goal for Wiki Tories was scored by Haruna Aliu. That is that game, and the coach says he's actually disappointed with that loss, and it is for the match day 6 in the Nigerian National League. Let's go look at the results of other games. We have Conference A, Conference B, Conference C, and Conference D. In Conference A, we see that Beyond Limits defeated 1472, 1-0. Smart City 2-0 against Ijele FC. Abia Comets and Inter Lagos played a goalless draw, while Igbajo United continued their woes and lost to Crown FC of Osogbo 1-0. And then Del FC also lost at home to Warri Wolves of Delta State. So that is in Conference A. In Conference B, also look at some games. We had away win there. Gateway United beating their First Bank FC of Lagos. It's a derby game. First Bank of Lagos and then Gateway United of Ogun State. So they are close, they are neighbors. Osun United pipped ABS of Ilorin 1-0. Rovers of Calabar beating Madiba FC 1-0. Solution FC 2-0 against Cool Califat. And then Sporting Lagos and Abakaliki FC played a goalless draw. In Conference C, Sokoto United pipped Mighty Jets of Jos 1-0. Gombe United, that's the game of Wiki Tories, 2-1 against Wiki Tories. And then Zamfara United and Barao FC of Kano shared the spoils. 1-1 it ended. And then in Conference D, we have it was a harvest of goal. Kebbi United trashing Kada Warriors 4-1. Doma United and Yobe Desert Stars ending it on 2-2 affairs. And then Basira FC beating Adamawa United 2-1 for match day 6 result in the Nigeria National League. Now let's look at the table. Conference A, B, C, and D. The table, we'll have to look at the table and see where the teams are standing. In Conference A, Abia Comets leads the charge with 12 points, while Rivals followed with +4 goal difference and 12 points also, +5 goal difference for Abia Comets. Beyond Limits are third with +3 goal difference and 11 points. We have Smart City 10 points, Crown FC, Inter Lagos, Dakada FC, Ijele SC, Del FC, 1472 FC, and Igbajo United FC occupying the bottom with just 1 point. And then in Conference B, we see Osun United leading the charge with 13 points, followed by Kun Califat with 13 points also, +2 goal difference separating Osun United and Kun. We have Solution FC having 10 points. Rovers of Calabar on the 4th position with 8 points. Sporting Lagos is on the 5th position with 7 points. Gateway United, ABS, Abakaliki FC, Gospel Akpabio United FC with 5 points. And then we have Madiba FC on the 10th position with 1 point. And First Bank of Lagos occupies the bottom with just 1 point. In Conference D, Wiki Tories leads the charge with 10 points. Sokoto United, Gombe, Mighty Jets, Barao, Zamfara, and Jigawa Golden Stars. Jigawa Golden Stars have 2 points and occupying the bottom of Conference C. And then in Conference D, Basira FC with 9 points after 5 games. We have Yobe Desert Stars with 8 points. Second, we have Doma United third with 7 points. Sporting Supreme of Abuja fourth with 7 points. We have KB United fifth with 6 points. Kada Warriors and Adamawa United are the last 2 teams on the Conference D table. Yes, it was quite an interesting weekend for March the 6th for the Nigerian National League. We know that the NPFL will be coming up this weekend. We'll be resuming this coming weekend. So no NPFL games until this weekend that is coming. All right, let's leave the shores of Nigeria and go straight to Europe. Let's quickly look at the German Bundesliga. Yes, we'll start with the German Bundesliga. We looked at the EPL in the morning, but let's look at the German Bundesliga results over the weekend. Eintracht Frankfurt beat Borussia Dortmund 2-0. Bayern Munich and Wolfsburg, it was 3-2 in a 5-goal thriller. FC Heidenheim lost to St. Pauli 2-0 at home. Holstein Kiel also lost at home to Hoffenheim 3-1. Stuttgart beat Freiburg 4-0. Bochum and Leipzig ended in on a draw, 3-3 draw there. Bayer Leverkusen beating Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-1. Union Berlin 2-1 against Mainz 05. And Werder Bremen lost at home to Augsburg 2-0. Let's look at the table quickly for the German Bundesliga. Bayern Munich still lead the charge in the German Bundesliga on the table, followed by Bayer Leverkusen, the usual suspects in that league. Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen, 45 points for Bayern and 41 points for Leverkusen. And then we have Eintracht Frankfurt in third position with 36 points. Stuttgart fourth with 32 points. Leipzig 31 points. Mainz 05 on the sixth position with 28 points. Wolfsburg, Freiburg, Werder Bremen, Borussia Dortmund on the 10th position. The flip side of it now, the second side of the table, we see that Holstein Kiel occupies the 18th position with 11 points. Bochum, Heidenheim, Hoffenheim, St. Pauli, and Borussia Mönchengladbach leads the charge from the second side of the table. One good thing with the German Bundesliga is that all of the teams right there will have to play for there's what we call relegation playoff. So even though you finish at the bottom of the league at the end of the season, you can still have the chance of staying at the top league if you win the relegation playoff. All right, let's leave the German Bundesliga and quickly the Italian Serie A. It was not a good one for Ademola Lookman and his team. They lost at home, but he was on the score sheet. Fantastic goal for Ademola Lookman, beating almost going through four defenders and slotting the ball into the net. But it wasn't really enough. They lost 3-2 to Napoli in that game. Let us look at the full result for the weekend. We have AS Roma who beat Genoa 3-0. Bologna against Monza, it was 3-2 against Monza. Juventus and AC Milan ended on a 2-2 draw. Atalanta, like I said, lost to Napoli 3-2. Fiorentina pipped Torino 1-0. Cagliari against Lecce, it was 4-3 in a 7-goal thriller right there. Parma and Venezia played a 1-1 draw. Lazio beat Hellas Verona 1-0, while Inter Milan defeated Empoli. That game went down at the San Siro 3-1 to take all 3 points. Now let's look at the table for the Italian Serie A. Napoli with 50 points now, 3 points better than Inter Milan, who are second with a game in hand. We have Atalanta, they are third with 43 points. Atalanta initially was topping the table about 3 weeks ago, but now they are on the third position. Lazio fourth with 39 points, Juventus fifth with 37 points, Fiorentina sixth with 33 points. We have Bologna on the seventh position with 33 points. AC Milan, AS Roma, and Udinese on the 10th position with 26 points in the Italian Serie A. The flip side of the table now, we have Monza leads the charge from the bottom with 13 points, Venezia, Verona, and then Torino is on the 11th position with 23 points, same points with Genoa, but goal difference separating the two, Cagliari, Empoli, Parma, Lecce, and Cesc Fabregas Club. Como 1907 having 19 points right there. All right, let's leave the Italian Serie A. Yes, when it comes to Super Eagles player over the weekend, how did they fare in their various clubs? Yes, they did well. Paul Onuachu, Olaino, that is in the EPL, going straight to Italy, Atalanta, where we have Ademola Lookman also doing well on the score sheet. And then the French Ligue 1, a couple of other players. Victor Osimhen also did well for Galatasaray in the Turkish Super Liga. And then right now is the French Ligue 1 where Moses Simon, yes, he just shook off. He just came back from injury. This is his second game after that injury layoff. Now, he was on target. He was on the score sheet against when they drew against Saint-Etienne. Now, the full result, Montpellier beat AS Monaco 2-1. Luxley 2-1 against Nice. Lens lost at home to Paris Saint-Germain 2-1. Rennes also lost to Brest 2-1. Lyon and Toulouse played a goalless draw. Saint-Etienne, like you heard, playing a 1-1 draw with Nantes. Moses Simon getting that goal for Nantes in that game. Angers defeated Auxerre 2-0. Reims and Le Havre 1-1. Marseille, Olympique Marseille and Strasbourg played a 1-1 draw. Let's just look at the first side of the French Ligue 1, the first side of the table. But we have PSG, Marseille, Monaco, Nice, Lyon, Lens, Toulouse, Brest, and Strasbourg occupying the 10th position in the French Ligue 1. The flip side of the table, quickly, we'll just look at the bottom team right there. We have Montpellier on the 18th position with 12 points. Also, in the French Ligue 1, if you finish at the bottom, definitely you still have the opportunity to go and play what is called relegation playoff. So it is not yet done and dusted. If you're at the bottom, all you just need to do, keep fighting, fight for your points. Definitely the playoffs would come. All right, let's look at some league fixtures for tonight. Games will be coming up tonight. In England, we have one game. Chelsea at Stamford Bridge will be playing Wolves. Villarreal against Real Mallorca, that is La Liga. And Como 1907 will take on Udinese, that is in the Italian Serie A. These are just the 3 games in the top 3 European league. Yes, just a few minutes ago, yes, we have the Spanish Copa del Rey quarterfinal fixtures was released, and we've seen the grouping. Barcelona will be taking on one team that is struggling in La Liga, that is Valencia. Let's have the draws for the Copa del Rey quarterfinals. Valencia will play Barcelona. Leganés against Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid battles Getafe, while Real Sociedad against Osasuna. So all of the 8 teams will be playing out. Who makes it to the semi-final of the Copa del Rey? Who is not left to be seen of all the teams. Let's just quickly take this interesting story. Yes, he's a man when it comes to club football. When it comes to football in Europe, is one name that rings bell. Yes, of course. We'll go straight to Santiago Bernabeu. We'll go to Madrid, where they say they are the Galacticos. Yes, the champions, the home of champions. Now, Florentino Perez has been re-elected as the president of Real Madrid. This man actually saw through when the Galacticos started. Yes, he has been in charge. He will be there until 2029. He has won 4 elections ever since, from 2013, 2017, 2021, and now 2025. So he's returning ever since he returned to the club in 2009 as the president. Then he was first elected in 2000 to be the president of Real Madrid. He left. He resigned in 2006, but 3 years after he came back. And since he's coming back, since 2009, Madrid have won 5 Spanish league titles and a remarkable 6 Champions League trophy and other silverware, the FIFA Club World Cup and what have you, ever since he came back to join them in 2009. His first election was in 2000. He left 3 years after, but came back also after 3 years. He left in 2006 and came back 2009. So congratulations to Florentino Perez for being re-elected, though he was unopposed and he won the election. Nobody was there to just contest with him. All right, the last story on the show this evening before we go boxing now quickly, where White, yes, Dillian White says he's ready to fight Anthony Joshua. Let's see if that fight will definitely go down. This is what we'll be leaving it on the program Sports Update this evening. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.